in this wild and expensive battle that's playing out between Wall Street heavyweights, small investors, and these popular stock trading apps. So in one corner, you have these massive hedge funds that were using enormous amounts of money to bet against a group of struggling companies that's known as shorting, including video game retailer GameStop and theater chain AMC. In the other corner, you have a group of small retail investors who banded together through this online forum on Reddit. They call themselves Wall Street Bets. Now, they started buying up these shares of these stocks hand over fist in an effort to put a check on the hedge funds and make a bit of money in the process. So the stocks initially soared. AMC was up some 1,200% in a matter of days. The little guys, they were winning. But now the stocks are falling because investing apps like Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, and others stepped in to restrict small investors from trading these stocks. Now the retail investors, they are totally furious. They're accusing these apps of siding with the big Wall Street hedge funds, and the battle is now creating some strange bedfellows. Look at this. Republican Senator Ted Cruz tweeting that he agrees with Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez after she called for an investigation into why these apps suddenly stopped these small investors from trading these stocks. AOC added that she is happy to work with Republicans on this, but also said Senator Cruz can, quote, sit this one out because he, quote, almost had me murdered 3 weeks ago. She also asked him to resign. That is for another segment. Let's bring in the guy who knows a thing or two about Wall Street. He is the real wolf of Wall Street. He is Jordan Belfort. He wrote the book about his life that was later adapted into that Scorsese movie. And of course, he was famously played by none other than Leonardo DiCaprio. So, Jordan, good to see you. Welcome.
Is it wrong that I'm laughing at what you just said about AOC?
No, it's not, because you would never see the two of them, agreeing on something, but then obviously she offered much shade. But let's talk about you, and let's talk about GameStop. Right. So you know what's happening here better than anyone.
Yes.
And just to back up, a bunch of these Reddit investors, they saw that the big wigs on Wall Street were shorting these companies, and they decided to call them on it. How did they pull this off?
It's really interesting because I used to go through this way back in the 90s before there was an internet like this. And it was always the shorts against the longs. And usually the shorts are right, by the way, when it comes to the fundamentals. Every once in a while they get it wrong, but usually they've done deep research and they find something that is either, remarkably overvalued or it's, was a great company past its prime that needs to, like a blockbuster situation, which is similar to where GameStop is right now. It's shocking to me that a bunch of individual investors could muster enough buying power to do this, but it just shows you the power of the internet and forums like Reddit. Now, the problem is that the question is, are they just doing it? You said the word banded together. Now, that could also mean colluded. Like it's a very fine line between collusion and trading. So, and the reason, if you want to understand why the platforms are shutting this down, it's not, I believe it's not so much that they're on the sides of big business or big hedge funds. They have massive liability on their side, because here's what's going to happen. This will happen when this is over, and it will end, and all these stocks come crashing back down to their fundamental values. There are going to be lawsuits flying, and you know who's going to be named in everyone? Robinhood, Ameritrade, all the platforms that did the trades are going to say, you should have known better. You knew there was fraud, because all it takes is that they prove collusion or manipulation. The platforms had a fiduciary responsibility to protect people. So that's why they're shutting these things down, because they have massive liability.
Let me.
Robinhood took all my GameStop stock, and without telling me, they took it out of my account. We couldn't buy AMC today. We couldn't buy Nokia today because Robinhood didn't allow us. They only allowed us to sell it because GameStop got shorted. The common man all invested in GameStop. The stock went all the way up. The same thing was supposed to happen to Nokia and AMC, but they manipulated the market so the common man couldn't win and the hedge fund investors win. They just want the hedge fund investors to make more money than the common man. But I'm here to say that the common man wins. Fuck Robinhood! Fuck Citadel! Fuck Citadel! Fuck Melvin Group! We're coming for everybody!
Trying to educate them.
All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakadash. all praises to who the world ignorantly calls God. And Jesus Christ, the true names in the Hebrew is Yahweh for the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai for his beloved Son. I also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy, hope, leg, preaching his word in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah in the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, Lower Will, with another video to edify. And this is the current situation that's going on in the stock market, man. This is the current situation that's going on with the stock market. You had a lot of people making money, and a lot of low-level Edomites, random Jake out there making money off this these short sales because they bought extremely cheap, and the stock shot up like 1,200% or something like that. And now they froze all those markets, so those stocks to where they bought at. Some of those people were buying those stocks at $20 a share. Now, and they went all the way up to $300 a share. So they made money, and then they froze them. So now those stocks are starting to drop, and they're only letting people sell them, which only devalues the asset. So this is spelling a lot of disaster for a lot of these people out here that want to further themselves in this kingdom. I'm gonna play one more video, and I'm gonna get some precepts.
Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev. Vlad, thank you for joining us.
Chris, thank you for having me. This is surreal for me. I've been watching your show a lot, especially through this past year.
Well, I appreciate it. Look, you know my audience. This is not an investment show, and I don't think it needs to be. I don't really care about your capital commitments, your liquidity, and what was going on the regulatory side. And I'll talk to you a little bit about that. But I want you to address the obvious. This looks like a move by an outfit called Robinhood, which is supposed to be taken from the rich and given to the poor, and doing exactly the opposite. That when the big guys, including one of your main investors in your company, started to lose, you shut down the game to starve the little guy. Fair criticism.
That's not what it is at all. And I know you started this segment. It really resonated with me because you described the story of Robinhood. Robinhood started 5 years ago by pioneering